Ibn Farooq here with our brother from Mubashirun, Salahuddin and Hassan. Got Yusuf in the house, mashallah, One Message Foundation. We got our brother Amar, mashallah, who's our cameraman slash editor slash overall da'wah support team now, mashallah. So we're here back in the UK because we got banned from going into Trinidad. And alhamdulillah, we had the da'wah tour planned. And again, we're doing this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A couple of the charities were also working with us so that we could take food and needy supplies for the people in need in Trinidad. And the whole point was to spread the da'wah, the Quran and the Sunnah, and the way of the Salaf al Ummah. Alhamdulillah, we went, and when we got there, they had our names and they turned us right back around. Didn't let us enter the country. No reason, really. Put us back on a flight. And it's really kind of sad because I was really looking forward to meeting the people of Trinidad. And if you're in Trinidad and you're watching this, you should ask your government why. Because people that are coming to Trinidad to spread evil, whether it's to do drugs or clubbing or whatever else that they may be coming that's evil, they're not getting stopped. I mean, people that were on the flight with us that were going there for parties, that were going there to, possibly misuse the people of Trinidad for their own pleasures, for money or whatever else. I don't want to be explicit, but you guys know what I mean. They didn't stop, right? But us that were gonna go peacefully, I mean, we're not there to cause any problems. We're not. None of us are criminals. None of us have criminal backgrounds. We're out there trying to spread a good message, take food and money and resources to people in need. We get barred. Why? And this is why Islam is the truth and the haqq, because the people, when they see it, even though it's not doing anything that anybody could object to, they still object to it because the truth, when it's like light, and when light comes, darkness runs, and when light comes, the darkness fights it. Why? Because it knows its truth. Subhanallah, this whole, and again, I mean, I don't want people to think this was just some kind of walk in the park, because we're not doing this for money. We're doing this for the sake of Allah. I mean, we've spent what 18 hours now on planes because it was a 9 hour, flight there, and then getting right back on. I mean, we haven't laid down on a bed in 2 days or 3 days.
Waiting in the airport as well, Sheikh.
Waiting in the
Waiting.
airport, and we're going to talk about the experience. But I just want to talk about this at first. That look, what we know, Subhanallah, um, is there were Muslims, Muslims by name, that were involved in trying to stop us from going. And that tells you something, that these people, the people of bid'ah, the people of desires, they're not people that can debate. They're not people who can discuss. They're not people with evidences. They're not people who are willing to know or share the truth. But they're people that will just have, they will use kuffar and they will use authorities to block a Muslim just because they know that if that truth gets to their lands, then it's going to spread. And that tells you who's on the truth. But if you're watching, whether on YouTube, whether on TikTok, wherever you're watching, I want you to be with us firm on the haqq. We're not going to falter. The da'wah is not going to stop. They cannot stop the truth any more than you can stop the sun from rising, than the light from spreading. I want you guys to be involved. Share this live, share the videos. They've tried to shadow ban us. Now they're trying to stop us from going to places, but we're not going to let it happen. If you're in Trinidad, ask your government, why would you stop them? Because we have nothing but love for the people of Trinidad and the country of Trinidad. We mean nothing but good for them. We want to help those in need. We want to sit and peacefully spread a beautiful message to uplift the people. How is that something that is national security threat or undesirable? In what way? See, that makes absolutely no sense. And if you're a Muslim sellout who is so afraid of the haqq, check yourself. Think about it. If you're on the haqq, sit down, bring the Quran, bring hadith. Whoever has the adillah and evidences will follow it. But if you're going to use kuffar behind the scenes, backstab Muslims, you're pathetic. You're the loser. This is why when you talk about unity and you talk about being together, but then you do things like this, it shows you why the Muslim ummah is in the situation that it's in. So, again, we haven't had sleep, we haven't had rest, we haven't had, proper food. We've been traveling, going from here to there, being, treated as criminals. I mean, and I'm gonna let Salahuddin talk a little bit about the experience that we had when we landed, just so you can get the idea of what we're going through.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah Azza wa Jal for giving us the opportunity to plan such an event. Alhamdulillah, Sheikh, we had an amazing outcome. Like so many people in the Caribbean wanted us there. Members of the actual parliament wanted us there as well. Ministers wanted us there. And subhanAllah, when we landed, it was a total different situation. I'm sure all the brothers, everyone here can agree in it, Hassan, that when we got here, we had mixed emotions. Hassan himself, he said that when he got off the plane, and you said it as well, didn't you? That it felt very, very weird, strange, because they felt like, something. And obviously, Sheikh was in front of us, so you had to unfortunately experience it before us. So who was with me? You was with me, right? Who else was with me? Was you, Nick? Was you with me? Yeah. Ahmed, was you with me? Yeah. You was with me, right? Yeah. So when we were walking, we saw the Sheikh, and we saw with two other brothers from the charity, and was wondering why they're not in the same line as us. And they were just talking to one of the officials, a border force or whatever that person thinks he is. Yeah, right. Yeah. Shout out to whatever his name is. Yeah.
Nobody.
So what happened was obviously we saw them, so we carried on going anyway, and then that's when we heard that they had been stopped. So we thought, why have you been pulled away from the queue? Obviously, 2-3 seconds later, we realized that we've all been stopped. And subhanAllah, there was no reason for it. Absolutely no reason. We asked them a million times. They kept sending us to different people. Every single person had something different to say, right? And no, the stories weren't matching up. And there was no reason, no official governmental reason or whatever. It was just because we were undesirable. I mean, Allahumma barik, we're not undesirable, are we?
Also mention the fact that so also the fact that we were obviously on an official trip. So when they said, oh, we're stopping you, we said, okay, khalas. So we spoke to the team on the ground, Caribbean Dawah Association, to get in contact with the ministers and the officials that they had contacts with. But they weren't even allowing us the opportunity to basically speak to them and sort it out. Like, give us half an hour, give us an hour. Literally, sign the document that you're being deported and get on the next plane. Like, at least give us like a few minutes to allow us to plan. But like, they're like, no, sort it out. Appeal after. Like, like when?
Get on the flight immediately, is what they said. Oh, well. Astaghfirullah, min qadarallahu ma shaa fa'al. Yeah, it is what it is. What were they telling you? They were like,
back.
just sign it.
No, they were saying like you got to get out of here immediately. Like may want them out of here now. Come on, like literally. I'm not even joking. That's what he said. Was it good? I'll take it.
For all your time, man, that's probably the best one you've done so far.
Really? Oh, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. No.
Both.
Nah, but alhamdulillah, it is what it is. Maybe Allah saved us from, something else that worse could have happened with that corrupt government down on the ground.
I mean, you do have to question. They were saying this is directly from the Minister of National Security or the head of. I was like, Minister of National Security, got nothing better to do at this time? Like we're not out there with some guns or anything like that. We're peaceful people. We're out there spreading peace. We're out there spreading a message. If they're afraid of us talking to people about Islam on the streets, man, that's really not something that national defense ministers should be looking at. Like they should be looking at bigger threats to their country. So that was shocking to me. I mean, again, don't think this is going to stop the dawah. Alhamdulillah, this is going to grow the dawah even more. Because all of you watching, you realize what they're trying to do, and you're going to stand with us. You're going to share the videos more. You're going to support financially, whatever you can, and the dawah is going to grow more because the people are going to stand with the truth. You can't stop the dawah. I'm not